Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Check the pulse of Husker Nation, brought to you by DPS Concrete Construction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my gut reaction to Nebraska's beatdown of UTEP and Dylan Raiola's debut. Now, I gotta point out first and foremost, this is the Hawks Championship Center, Nebraska's indoor practice facility. I was a part of the first team that ever practiced in here. December 2006, my senior year, we prepared to play in the Cotton Bowl versus Auburn, and I was part of that first team to ever practice here. I've never done a Carriker Chronicles episode here before. Now, admittedly, there's a couple minutes left in the game. We escaped, myself and my cameraman Joe, into the Hawks Center so we could get this gut reaction rolling. I'm standing on the end, ladies and gentlemen. Now, real quick, this has been like, in a good way, the longest offseason under God's hot sun. It's like, finally, we're just gonna kick the freaking ball off and play some football. I was so pumped, so hyped today, I was all over social media, TikTok, Facebook, X. I finally called it X and not Twitter. All right, let's talk about the game. So if you're like me, and you're excited that Nebraska is 1-0 for the first time since 2019, half a decade, ladies and gentlemen. All right, smash that like button, and if you haven't done so yet, help me keep this channel free. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we're putting out, and it just keeps increasing here on the Carriker Chronicles, and hopefully you find folks at home enjoy it as well, as much as I enjoy doing it. All right, UTEP, new head coach, came from Austin Peay. He brought 11 players with him that transferred from the Peay guys of Austin, and I say that with respect. Nebraska, we're starting a teenage true freshman quarterback, as I'm sure you've all heard by now. The last time we started a true freshman quarterback, 2018, Adrian Martinez. We did it 2009. We did it 1992 when Tommy Frazier did it the 6th game of the year that season. The Huskers' first drive, 6 minutes, 12 plays, 72 yards, and ended a touchdown. At one point, we had a second down and 30 or 30 plus yards, and I was like, well, let's see what happens. We got a quarterback that throws the ball pretty well, young guy, and it ended up being a touchdown. To me, that was a huge sign of the capabilities of this offense. 2nd and 30 wasn't an automatic turnover, punt, or death sentence. Like, we had a chance to score. I understand it's UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso. I understand that, but we still did it, and props to the offense finding a way. Huskers are up 7-0. Nebraska's second drive stopped on 4th and 5 at the UTEP 40-yard line. So far, here's my notes to this point. So far, Dylan Raiola taking care of the ball, converted 3 third downs on the first drive. Looks good so far. All right, UTEP, they like to go fast on offense. First year, first game under new head coach, a lot of new faces. Now, following that 4th down stop, the Miners' next drive, they went fast, 3 plays, 60 yards, boom, big touchdown pass over the top, and I'm like, all right, we're allowed to have one mulligan. We'll see how the rest of the game goes. The rest of the game went all right for the Blackshirts. All right, 7-7 at that point. Now, the Huskers' third drive, punt, All right, Brian Buschini, and the reason I bring that up is I'm a big Brian Buschini fan. FCS All-American, FCS Punter of the Year at Montana when he transferred to Nebraska. Been under the radar the past couple years. It's his senior year. This is a guy who can kick on Sundays. He averaged 40.7 yards per punt last year, and I'm curious to see what he can do this year. My biggest question mark right now about this team is our field goal kicking. Now we made a couple today. They weren't exactly long, but I'm excited actually to see what the punter can do. I know that's crazy. There were actually punters back in the day on the defensive posters that used to come out before the season. They would include punters, so you got to show the kickers some love. I'll take jabs over the season at them, don't worry. All right, first quarter. At the end of it, Nebraska 50% run, 50% pass, 22 plays, 11 runs, 11 passes. Dylan Raiola 7 of 11, and Dante Dowdell had 7 of Nebraska's 11 rushing attempts at that point in time. We got 4 running backs, all talented, from Dante Dowdell to Ramir Johnson to Gabe Irvin Jr., and it's like, who's going to take the bull by the horns? We need 1 or 2 guys to actually step up and take the bull by the horns. Johnson, can't forget him. All right, the time of possession, the Huskers dominated it today, ran way more plays than UTEP. UTEP's defense is going to need like 18 ice baths after today, just being on the field so much. At the end of the first quarter, Nebraska had the ball for 10 minutes, 36 seconds. UTEP had it for 4:24. The Huskers, 116 yards of offense. UTEP actually not too far away at 77 yards. Nebraska 22 plays, UTEP 9 plays, score 7-7. The next possession, all right, they drive inside UTEP's 20-yard line. Now you got to remember, parts of this first half weren't all a bed of roses. By the end of the game, we were feeling pretty good as Husker fans, but we'll get there. Dante Dowdell rushes for 12 yards, fumbles the ball, we lose the ball, and I'm like, oh, What are we doing? Not this crap again, but that's okay. All right, now, Ty Robinson's one of my favorite guys on this defense. The dude just works hard. He chose to come back when he didn't have to. I had an off-season conversation with him at Big Ten Media Days where he talked specifically. He felt a little disrespected by his rating in the video game, and I asked him about that. He didn't bring it up, but specifically in the pass rush department. Well, he got our first sack of the year this year, and he kind of looked like a WWE wrestler the way he took the quarterback down. I thought it was pretty cool. All right. Ty Robinson, soon after that, had great penetration into the backfield and got a safety for Nebraska. Safeties are gigantic momentum swing type plays, okay? And got the ball back for Nebraska. And basically, Nebraska never looked back after this. It really changed the momentum for the whole game. It led to a 59-yard touchdown pass from Raiola to Isaiah Neyor, who was the man today. All right, Neyor showed great balance on the play. A Sunday type-esque throw from Raiola. Nebraska leads 16-9. Now, obviously, the Huskers' long touchdown pass, they had a couple of those today, but I liked what they did with Raiola, the coaches. It was a lot of short passes, a lot of get him in rhythm throws, build confidence, okay? They didn't ask too much of him, and he ran the offense. He ran it efficiently. He was accurate. He made quick, smart decisions way more often than not, okay? And then they would run the ball, pound the ball, and then play action over the top, which is even of itself, even though it's a long pass, it's a relatively safe pass because you've set it up with so many runs. You're bringing and you're sucking the secondary up. All right, now the next Husker drive, 8 plays, 63 yards. Gabe Ervin, 3-yard touchdown run. Nebraska leads 23-7. 5 minutes before halftime. At this point, now the offense is starting to get in consistent rhythm. Okay, after getting stopped on 4th down, after punting, after fumbling, now I'm like, all right, they look like they're getting in a smidge of a rhythm here. UTEP's next drive, all right, punt. Now the Blackshirts, I made a note. Blackshirts look like they're settling in at this point, and this is where you could just feel Nebraska was taken over. And again, it's UTEP. I get it. Who else were they supposed to beat today? UTEP was on the schedule. So the Huskers' next drive, and it was a 2-minute drill right before halftime. Okay, Dylan Raiola, all right, led the Huskers down the 2-minute drive. It culminated with a 21-yard touchdown pass to Jamal Banks. Nebraska leads 30-7 versus UTEP at halftime. And this is my note. Now, this game is looking like it should. That is my exact note that I wrote going into halftime. The offense, the defense, now things are looking like they should. All right, before we dive in to what was next, I want to give a shout out to DPS Concrete Construction. If this is your line of work, go to dpsconstruction.net. Jason Armstrong is a phenomenal owner, a phenomenal boss. If you're looking to have work done along these lines, go to dpsconstruction.net. Now, I will say, not everybody who sponsors my show, I know personally, like I know them, but I don't have to work directly with them. It just seems to happen way more often than not because we have a new sponsor on the show. Okay, I have a connection with all of them and I trust them all. That's why they're sponsors. But some sponsors I work directly with on a way more personal level. And if you're searching for a financial planner who's rooting in Nebraska values, it's Allen Capital Group. And I'll tell you right now, they manage my money and they have for over a decade. And they've done a great job. And every time I get a little bit stressed about finances or something doesn't go well or it goes awry or the stock market's crazy, I feel a lot better knowing that they're taking care of my money. All right, Allen Capital Group is a homegrown Nebraska business with offices in Grand Island, Ogallala, and Omaha. They will work to understand what is meaningful to your financial needs, wants, and wishes. They have personally helped me navigate my finances for years. Like I said, over a decade. I entrust my family and our finances to Allen Capital Group. Check out their website at allencapitalgroup.com. That's allencapgroup.com. allencapgroup.com for more information. Allen Capital Group, next level solutions for next level needs. And like I said, they take care of my family's finances. All right, halftime stats. Dylan Raiola, 15 of 22, 192 pass yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Nebraska, 147 rush yards. Ramir Johnson, 10 carries, actually led the Huskers with the most carries at halftime. Okay, Isaiah Neyor, over 100 yards, 107 yards receiving, so over 100 yards receiving, 1 TD catch. Total yards, Nebraska 339, UTEP 114, and 60 of those yards came on their 3-play touchdown drive. Time of possession, again, Nebraska 20 minutes, 51 seconds, UTEP 9:09, not even 2-1. All right, the first half wasn't all a bed of roses, especially in the beginning, okay, but I feel better now. I feel much, much better now. And let's be honest, it's the first game of the year after all. But I do feel better at this point, and it is game 1. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm looking at Colorado now, and I'm thinking, man, we looked way better against UTEP than they did against North Dakota State. Fair or not? I don't care. I said it anyways. All right, now I should mention, I do believe the offensive line looked better this game. I've been telling people I'm tired of using the P word with the offensive line. I'm tired of using the word potential. It's what I've been using for a decade. I said I expect them to play better. They got experience, they got returning starters, they got a third-year offensive line coach, and it was UTEP, but they looked better today, okay? Nebraska 7 out of 10 on third down conversions so far. UTEP's first drive of the second half, 3 and out. First down, tackle for loss. Second down, a sack, and that was Ty Robinson's first sack of the year. They did not convert on 3rd and 17. The Huskers' opening drive. All right, Carter Nelson had a nice run and catch. Keep your eye on him throughout the season. Matt Rule thinks the world of him. Heinrich Harburg ran the ball at quarterback at one point. A long drive culminated with Gabe Ervin, rushing the ball into the end zone for a touchdown. The least used running back on the day had 2 rushing touchdowns. A lot of long drives seem to end with Gabe Ervin getting the rock, punching it in. Now, just watching Dylan Raiola. He's a talented kid, he's a young kid. There's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs, there's gonna be a learning curve, there's gonna be wow moments, there's gonna be everything in between this year. But just watching him play quarterback warms my heart. I know that might sound weird, but I'm gonna stick with it. All right, Nebraska leads at this point 37-7. Essentially the game's over. The Huskers have at this point over 400 yards of offense. All right, they've ran 69 plays. UTEP barely has 50 yards rushing at this point. Now they bring in Heinrich Harburg to actually take a full series or 2, run the offense. They go on another long drive, Nebraska does. 16-yard drive, ends up with a field goal. Nebraska leads 40-7. Now what I wanted to, and the rest of the game is about getting guys experience, getting guys reps, and getting the guys better. But here's what I wanted to see coming in today. I want to see Dylan Raiola run the offense, take care of the ball, check. I wanted to see the defense continue to improve on what they did last year and force more turnovers. I still want to see more in the future, but for the most part, check. I wanted to see the offensive line play better. I wanted to feel like this game went the way it was supposed to put it in one sentence. And at the end of this game, I can say that's how I feel, and I feel better about things. Yes, UTEP's supposed to be one of the worst 15 to 20 teams in America. Okay, but it's game 1, and I feel pretty good right here, right now. Now, I'm gonna start looking ahead to Colorado. Sunday night, my YouTube page, 6 p.m. Central Time, I'm gonna put down my early look ahead, Deion versus Matt Rule, the culture war. Sounds like a good headline, maybe I'll roll with that, but I'm gonna start looking ahead to Colorado, 6 p.m. Central Time, my YouTube channel, and I'll post it on all my social medias as well. I'm gonna start looking ahead to Deion versus Rule, Colorado versus Nebraska. You can check out CarrikerChronicles.com, for all your Husker sports hopes and dreams, because they will come true. But my social medias, I'm everywhere now because that's what I've been told I need to do. And if I want to be a man of the people, I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, X, said it right again, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and everything is put onto one spot just to simplify it for everyone at CarrikerChronicles.com. Here are my questions for you fine folks at home, because I always want to hear what you people have to say. Some of the smartest fans in America, smartest, let me enunciate that, are Nebraska fans, okay? And that's not just rear end kissing of the fan base, it's my actual factual, honest opinion. So, first question, and you can just give me short, simple answers to this. What grade would you give Dylan Raiola's debut? A, B, C, D, or F? If you put F, just unfollow me. All right, number 2, what grade would you give Nebraska's offensive line? A, B, C, D, or F? And 3, is Nebraska gonna beat Colorado? Simple, yes or no. Until next time, Husker Nation, go Big Red, and always remember to throw the bug.